Hello and welcome back to Ascending Without Wings. My name is Rena, and as always, welcome. This is the zodiac reading for our lovely Aquarius people for the 14th to the 20th of January 2019. As you may or may not know, we have a super blood full wolf moon with a total lunar eclipse on the 20th and the 21st, depending on where you live. Very intense energy. I think it's already here, and I'm recording this reading just a little late on the 5th of January, Australia time. So the 14th for our lovely American friends, but 15th for us. Let's just see. Okay, Jamaica. I'll leave that. There's no reverse. It came out that way, but it doesn't apply that way. Okay, actually, I've tried to work out a way so that you guys can sort of still kind of see these. Sorry, I'm kind of working in awkward conditions, so I do apologize. But let's hope that works. Okay. Alright, I will just give these a little bit of a shuffle. Alright, so the first card that we have for our lovely Aquarius people is the sacral chakra, or no, the second chakra. So sacral is where your reproductive organs area is. It's like your sexual power center. So how secure you feel in yourself and a few other things attributed to that. I feel like this is that's so weird. For a second there, I actually thought that there was a small child standing in front of that angel, and she had her arms sort of on the sides of his neck or his head. So I don't know. Could this be someone finding out they're pregnant or getting pregnant sometime soon? Yeah, it's like, yeah, a little kid. Well, not a little kid, a young child standing with, like, facing down, as if that's their hair kind of thing. It's very weird. Interesting, but could be a bubble coming along for someone. For others of you, I think it's just owning your feminine aspects and channeling your inner goddess, so to speak. Yeah, I just feel like we've all worked really, really hard, and for a few years now on our ascension, and we've come very, very far. In fact, there have been certain times or certain little milestones where, some of the channelings I listen to, it's like, we've moved forward faster than expected in certain stages of certain things. So we've been doing the hard work when it comes to our inner work, healing our inner child and past lives and ancestral karma and all the rest. So, we should be feeling strong and secure in ourselves. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out with the tarot cards when we add them. Okay, so I didn't actually look at these cards properly when I pulled them out. Sorry. Financial constraints. So cupboard's looking just a little bit. Laws of attraction. I know if you're in this state, like, you probably want to yell at me if I'm telling you to use laws of attraction or be positive, but at the end of the day, if you had one little tiny victory or a tiny little blessing when you're in that state of affairs, you've got to be appreciative of that and be grateful for that, which would mean you're grateful for a little blessing, so you're opening up the door for bigger blessings to come your way. Yeah, I feel like that's more of it's only temporary. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, but start manifesting for yourself. You know about laws of attraction, about affirmations and sending gratitude and the right frequencies out into the world to have certain things come back to you. Yeah, it's not like you're not like you don't know what you're doing in this area. So it's kind of start using the tools that you have learned, picked up over the years, and the tool that you may have from other things. Like I know people that have done Reiki. There's Reiki manifesting with Reiki symbols and things like that. So if you go back to your manuals, I'm sure you'll find it. But I actually realized that not long ago. So yeah, you can actually use something energy healing or energy medicine like Reiki to manifest abundance, or at least draw it into your life. Create the right flow of energies within your home and within yourself to actually magnetize that to you, because you like attracts like. If you're feeling abundant and you're thinking as if you are an abundant person and you have no concern about how you're going to be able to find funds and things like that, that's the energy that's going to be attracted to you. So yes, it's all energy, whether it's money, whether it's words, whether it's anything. Okay, I'm just going to move on to the next card. It's flipping. I'm going to keep you up because I get a feeling I'm talking about manifesting a second ago and the magician flips. But I'll check that card before I talk about it. Okay, the third energy oracle we have for you guys, my lovely Aquarius friends, is the world. So this is to me another, like the world in the tarot cards. It's the completion of a major cycle. It's like one phase of your life is ending and the rest of your life is about to begin. Very much for light workers, I feel that way. It's like all our Christmases are about to come at once, because some of us have been through some, and some of them not so pleasant things, but that's by choice. Like we chose to come here and experience these things so we can transmute them. It's not like, this is like me saying anybody's a victim or anything like that. This is just, we've come a long way. Just stop for a second, take a deep breath, and examine the road between where you are now and where you were not that long ago. And pick any point in time, a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever the case may be. It's almost like, stop. That saying, stop and smell the roses. Stop and give yourself a pat on the back for how far you've come, how much you've grown, how much healing you've done, how much you've released from, karma and ancestral stuff and childhood baggage and things like that. There are some issues that are particularly difficult to heal. And so if you manage to heal things like abandonment and rejection and fear of failure and fear of change, I think they're four of the biggest things that hold us back in our on our ascension journey. And it is unfortunate, but humans are humans, I guess. Like, I can't even put a word on it. We're just an odd bunch of people, and we do some odd stuff sometimes. And you've got some beautiful cards actually just flipping up one by one. I'm keeping them aside just to see what goes on. Now it keeps happening. Okay. Wow. Okay. Let me just leave them aside for a second. I'll stop messing around with this. The second last card we have energy oracle wise is the fifth chakra, which is your throat chakra. So speaking your truth, standing in your authenticity. If you know you're a light worker, if you know you're a starseed, whatever, it's no longer the time when you wouldn't use that term or that title or that label, whatever you consider it to be, so openly and so freely. But it's, you need to show your individuality and express who and what you are as you are. Sorry, I got this really sharp ring in my ear just then. It made me look sideways. As I said that, it's like you need to express who and what you are. That was when the ringing happened. So it's really important, guys. Like, especially light workers. We didn't come here to be sheep and try and act like everybody else, because we're not like everybody else. I'm not saying anybody's any better than anybody. This is not an ego trip or us against them kind of shit. I don't believe in that. I believe that everybody is equal and we all have our own road. So there's no point in comparison. There's no point in, beating yourself up about what's happening with somebody else, because guess what? You may not have the soul gifts that they have. You may not have had, acquired the lessons and the, I guess, levels of experience of a soul that theirs has because of whatever experiences they've lived through. They could have lived through some of the most horrific things you can imagine. Yeah. Would you swap places? Like, is it really that important? So, yeah, put things in perspective, guys. You are who you are. Denying who you are or playing small is no longer okay. It's no longer needed. Yeah. I've always been a bit, I'll say, happy-go-lucky and high energy, and I'm usually always positive. And I've worked in hospital settings, where like clinic scenarios, and let's just say my peppy enthusiasm and need for laughter throughout the day can either rub people up like the most coarse form of sandpaper that you can ever get against a chin or something, or it will absolutely like magnetize people, and it's like, oh my god, I love your energy, you're so happy, blah, blah, blah. You make my day go better, it's so awesome when you're around. Oh my gosh. And that, like, even that, I know that that's one of my characteristics. I'll be a clown, like, for the sake of making things fun, especially things that are monotonous, like working an 8-hour day, 5 days a week. Forget the appearances or the judgment or whatever. I pull out the crazy clown in me at the drop of a hat when I wish to, especially if I'm feeling a bit awkward. Like, I don't do well in new situations when meeting new people. I'm usually too shy or awkward, but I think that's shifting slowly. Because I am officially dating myself, you see, ladies and gentlemen. Just announce it to the world now while we're here. Yes, I'm I think I'm falling madly in love with myself, and it's about time. I'm going to be taking myself out to the movies soon. I'm going to do this properly, you see. My inner divine masculine wants to treat my divine feminine very well. And she freaking deserves it, if I don't say so myself. Now, my friends, I'm sorry to end this on a not so chippy note, but then again, the clarifiers might shed some light on what area of life this is involving. But anxiety, a pointless waste of energy, my friend. Although, if it's a medically diagnosed kind of thing, I've been there, had it, was on Zoloft for a few years, was good for a while, and then stopped it and never could get the right dose. And generally speaking, I'm anti-pharmaceutical stuff. I don't like the idea of something man-made chemicals just going into my body over and over again. Like, regular medicine taking is not my. If it's natural, happy. If it's chemicals that's been made in a factory by people in white coats and looking creepy, no, thank you. So now that I've said that, I don't know. This is kind of, could this be ascension symptoms making you feel kind of funky, and you're having a little freak out and thinking, yeah, they're gonna call the white coats on me. That was the thing. So it's kind of like other people around me noticing how weird this all is, and are they going to basically have me locked up in an institution for what's happening with me, which ascension does make you feel like you're losing your mind. It's pretty standard, but you're not. And I don't know. I think we're always more critical with ourselves than we are with other people. So, like, we see somebody else behaving exactly how we're behaving, and we'll even reassure that person, no, it's not that bad. It's okay, relax. When they're reacting how you would. Funny. Anyway, I can enjoy. Now these all clarify. The magician is with the sacral. 9 of Cups and 10 of Cups as well. The same. Wow. Okay. So to clarify the sacral chakra, where I said there was a kid, we've got the magician manifesting your happily ever after, most deepest heartfelt wish for emotional fulfillment and companionship, which completes the 9 of Cups, then moves on to complete your 10 of Cups. That is beyond perfect. You can't write this stuff. Okay. Which one comes first? 9 of Pentacles? And both on that. Having 3 clarifiers for. Thank you. I have a guide to go on. Wow, guys, this is interesting. Okay, so you had Sacral Chakra with the Magician. Magician, we know, is the card of the Master Manifestor. He's got access to all elements that are in the tarot, or, in the universe, shall we say. I think it's correct for the third one for financial constraints. Ooh, I don't like this card attached to financial constraints. It's kind of like, who you got in your energy? That's a sneaky, narcissistic thief almost. Like running around in the background, taking advantage of other people's suffering, like monopolizing other people's suffering. Like people that sell guns to bombs at war zones. Unpleasant. Anyway, I'm not going to jump ahead. Bear with me for a second if I can keep my mouth shut. And I'll pull the clarifiers for all the rest, and once they're laid out, I'll have a little chat about them. Otherwise, we'll be here all evening, and we don't want that. Okay, that's a bunch of them, but Archangel Michael's been getting really awesome, and it will be a sequence of cards that are all meant to go. He's very considerate, I told you. So, the King of Wands, the whatever swords and 3 is with the World, Hermit with the 3rd. Yeah. So we have the Hermit with the Throat Chakra card. Oh, we have some unfortunate cards attached to the World card. First one's great, King of Wands, and then you've got the 8 of Swords, and then the 3 of Swords, feeling stuck and heartbroken, my lord. You've been betrayed, stabbed in the heart by 3 knives, by three very unpleasant energies. Enough drama. Okay, Michael, can I please have the other 2 clarifiers that go with the throat chakra? Is that one it? Let me check officially. Does this go with throat chakra? Thank you. Okay. Last card for going with the throat chakra, please. Sorry. I hope this isn't too loud. Anyway, I'm shuffling. Lord, okay. I love it. I only need 4 more clarifiers, and that's how many you fill out. So it's kind of a no-brainer, I think. But always be on the safe side, and sure. All right, I can do my correct clarifiers for each one. Are they in the right position? Thank you. All right. Wowzers. This is going to be a bit of a long reading, but this is the energy surrounding my lovely Aquarius friends this week, the 14th to the 20th of January, 2019. All right. So we had the sacral chakra. Okay, that is, as I said, reproductive region. So this could be relating to pregnancies, family, that kind of thing. I'm saying that because I'm looking at the 10 of Cups. It's, the partners hugging and the 2 kids are playing off in the side. I thought there was a child standing in front of her looking down earlier when I looked at the card. So that's definitely telling me there's kids involved in this scenario. Now, whether this is like a blended family, like you manifested your dream partner who happens to be divorced and have a few kids, and you may be in the same boat, and so you're coming together. Yeah, it's a delicate balance. Like, that's a tricky situation because you've got 2 groups of kids that have been through so much I won't say trauma, like change and chaos kind of thing, that they can sometimes be a little bit difficult, especially when there's a new partner on the scene for one parent or both parents, whatever the case may be, which is understandable. Like kids need time to adjust to things. But not sure what the moral of that story is, guys, but I've lost it. I do apologize. Archangel Michael, can you get me back up to speed, or have I just cleared all the messages that were there? That you manifested the person of your dreams, and now you're going to have your 10 of Cups and emotional fulfillment. And very likely pregnancy is going to be coming this year, yeah? No, in 2020? Okay. 2019, pregnancy coming, people. You manifested the your twin flame back into your life, which technically I'm not sure if you can do that because there's a whole other set of rules with the twin flames too for their return. But you know, you could have manifested a soulmate, and you know, you're basically like walking on clouds. I don't think. Yeah, this is complete emotional fulfillment, and yeah, happy family, happy wife, happy home, that kind of thing. Okay. No lack of love there, I can just guarantee it. Sorry, guys, I'm getting a croaky throat. Just have some water. Okay, so moving on to the unfortunate financial constraints with the very bare cupboard there. We have the Knight of Pentacles. So this is something in the financial world. I'm feeling like this is applying for jobs and things like that, and having like an extended application process. So, you know, it's taking ages for you to be able to actually get your foot in the door, or even know if you've got a job, because of whatever reason. Sometimes companies are a bit slack, like holiday season. They might be a bit slow in getting back to people. They may not even have full staff just yet, you know. I know locally for us, on the 26th of January is Australia Day, which is a public holiday. So basically, like the week after that is when you know that all of Australia is functioning at full capacity. Because prior to that, it's kind of skeleton staff over the holiday period from like mid-November through to late January. So it's kind of annoying when you want to do normal life things and they're like, oh no, sorry, we're skeleton staff and we don't have the facilities to accommodate your normal everyday request. However, rather than being a glass half empty lady, whatever it is that you're working on, it's going to be fruitful. It's going to have benefits. It will pay dividends eventually. It's not going to be quick. So you need to be patient and just know that you're investing your time and your energy in the right place. And you just need to persist. Because also, my friends, you're brilliant at manifesting. If you've got your first card in this reading, clarifying the sacral chakra was the Magician with the 9 of Cups, which is like the emotional fulfillment wish. Okay, and it being granted basically, because he's sitting there looking so smug with all those cups behind him. He's like, yes, it's all my love, my sea of cups of love. It's so exciting. All right, I'm sorry, I get a bit dramatic. And then, yeah, basically that was the wish made. And then the next stage is the fulfillment of that wish and being granted so much love in your life. So that was really, really beautiful. And then you've got the Knight of Pentacles, which is the slowest moving knight in the entire tarot deck. So yes, knights are, you know, chivalrous, and they're, you know, courageous and all of that. They stand their ground and they, you know, stand up men and all of that. However, he's really, really slow. Like you'll fall asleep and wake up a few days later by the time he makes it to you, you know, like, yeah, this is very much the embodiment of the patience, and like the energy of patience, should I say. Just you're on the right path, you're onto the right thing. However, it's not a quick fix, it's not a quick turnaround of the result that you're hoping for or you're looking for. Maybe, yeah, you're expecting it to happen a lot faster than it's probably going to happen according to whatever timeline schedule, procedures, whatever the case may be. I feel like there's a few things that impact this. And I feel like it's work or business, like spiritual business, something like that. Not even spiritual business. It could be a new business you've started. It could be a hobby being converted into a business. Okay, but it's early days still. And you still got a little, like I'm noticing that little uphill incline. So you still got a little bit of an uphill climb to go, my friend. So you need to be patient and just persist. Okay. Even if it's rough, persist. Eat your noodles, drink your tea. Don't get Wi-Fi if you have to. Whatever you got to do. Like, yes, things are a little bit tight right now, but it is a passing phase. And I'm saying that because the way the cards are sitting, it's kind of perfect when you've got financial constraints and then you've got the Fool card under it. It's kind of like you've started whatever it is that clearly you've been guided to do, and it is a great investment. And, more than likely it was in the hopes of getting yourself out of this situation of financial constraints. But it's given you this, like a breath of fresh air, like a new lease on life in some way. I don't know. Maybe it's something that's well and truly like your childhood passion or something like that. And when you're doing it like as a source of income, or like, as your as your sole source of income, or whatever it is that you're making your career, right? You're making your childhood passion your career, and you're quite simply just jumping out of bed every day and pinching yourself all day long because you love what you do so much and you get paid to do it. Like, you may not be getting paid much, but the fact that you absolutely, sets your heart and soul into the stratosphere like a freaking rocket, you couldn't ask for anything more. The money's not even a question. Like, you'd be quite happy, even on a donation basis, if you didn't have to eat and have to live in 3D world and pay bills and all the rest of the crazy stuff that we have to do. Yes, I like it. This is really beautiful energy. And the next one card is actually a little slightly less fortunate energy, and I'm actually tempted to pull a clarifier from my other deck of tarot and check out what this can be broken down into. Like, what exactly are we talking about? Financial constraints in regards to somebody being sneaky and stealing from you. Like, this is, he's stealing the trophies on the battlefield after everybody's been wiped out, and that guy's crying in the background, and he's got this big smug grin on his face, like someone taking advantage of another person's suffering or misery. Not a very nice energy, not a very nice person, not somebody I would want in my life, and I doubt many others would either. So, Archangel Michel, I would like a clarifier for this 5 of Swords person. As soon as I'm talking. Are you serious? Yeah. He's a hermit clarifying the 5 of Swords. Okay. I get you. Okay, so it's... Yeah. He's smug, but this is... Okay, I'm mistaking smug for more... It's only temporary. That's what it is. It's basically financial constraints. Okay, they're making life difficult. You are restricted in your travel because of your ability to be able to afford transport or fuel, whatever the case may be. You're not able to get places. So you're making like the hermit, and you're, isolating yourself. Fair enough, we do that when we're going through spiritual growth as well. But I feel like this financial constraint is kind of forced you into a situation where you're not able to afford to go out and socialize or go out for meals or, whatever it is that you like doing in your free time. And you're kind of finding yourself having like tea and bread or, for a week or something like that to be able to get by, but it's, you're not enjoying it. It's kind of putting you in an uneasy state. So you're kind of isolating yourself because you don't want that to come up in conversation, basically. That's what I'm feeling right now. This is not hermit for spiritual reasons. This is hermit because I don't want anybody to know what the hell's going on, because I feel like crap about it myself and I've tried to fix it. My very slow Knight of Pentacles energy isn't happening, even though I took a leap of faith. So what option do I have? Go sulk to somebody, or just make like the hermit and enjoy my own company? Like, it's kind of a very totally understandable energy that really, and it makes way more sense when the hermit came out. I was about to say the Kermit came out. Oh, Lord. Okay. So we'll move on. The world card, which I said was graduation, leveling up, big shifts in ascension as well. Like, a lot of us are being guided to start like teaching and guiding and mentoring and pursuing things like shamanism, and it's getting real, my friends. Seriously getting real. Yeah, I get random visions from time to time. And in September, I had a vision of the 144,000 light workers putting on armor in this massive field. It was just soldiers till as far as the eyes could see. And it was just this sense, like, it was a short little thing, portion of the dream that I had. But I knew it was 144,000. And one of them. But that was in September, okay, and that was random during the day when I'm doing my thing. And on the 8th or the 9th, I had another vision, which was actually those 144,000 light workers marching into battle. And so it was kind of like in September, we were getting ready in the higher realms, or I think spiritually or multi-dimensionally speaking, for stepping up and sort of leveling up on our own ascension, and now turning around and using the path that has led us here as teaching tools. And how better to teach a person than by personal experience / knowledge. I personally don't take advice from people that haven't been in my shoes, or like haven't dealt with the circumstances that I'm dealing with when I'm looking for advice. It's like, if you haven't lived it, there's no way you can know it. And a lot of people, but yes, some people have emotional intelligence, and they can empathize with people, and that's great. But it's honestly true, until you've experienced certain situations and circumstances in life, you don't know what it's like. You don't know what it's like to lose somebody, that, like, for somebody to die on you that you absolutely love, and the last thing that you would imagine is them passing away. That's pretty intense, my friend. Yeah. Oh, that went really morbid there for a minute. Archangel Michael, what's going on there? Are we going down that road? No, we're not, he says. Thank you. Okay. Both of these clarifies, but where they're going to go, I didn't ask. Oh, you're so good. I love Archangel Michael. Hang on a second. Are you going to tell me you're clarifying the 3 of Swords with the 10 of Cups? Now that is just like, you're being a comedian, aren't you? Oh, Lord. The card of heartbreak is clarified by the card of happy family, happy home. Oh, boy. Ouch. Sorry, guys. I'm just like looking at these cards again and going, okay, I get it now. I feel like this is actually the end of a relationship. The King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, unable to find their balance, it looks like. Because we had the World card, yeah? And I said it was the completion of a major cycle, a portion of your life, a phase of your life. Yeah, a marriage will be a big portion of your life, especially, depending on how long you've been married for and stuff like that. And the clarifiers that we had for it was the King of Wands, the 9 of Swords, and the 3 of Swords. So the King of Wands, mature fire sign, very assertive, very passionate, very go-getter kind of energy. He's a strong person. He's very grounded in himself, very intuitive, can be fire sign. So it's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But then he's accompanied by the Nine of Swords energy. And the Nine of Swords is about feeling stuck. So it's kind of like, okay, is he feeling stuck? Like, is he feeling like he's confined or tied to a situation where it's just his assumptions or his assumptions based on who knows what, but he's basically just magnified a situation, made it worse than it is without asking any questions, without actually doing any research to what the actual facts are. You know, if he's thinking about how somebody's thinking or feeling, has he asked that person how they are actually thinking or feeling on that subject? Or is he cooking up a worst case scenario in his head that's only just making everything more dramatic? That's the thing. And then when you add the clarifier, okay, sorry, I'm going to finish this sequence first, sorry. So yeah, this Eight of Swords is basically where your mind is getting the better of you. Okay, your thoughts are all over the place. They are keeping you imprisoned in a space of self-doubt, lack of self-worth, lack of self-love. You feel you're stuck in a situation where you're not happy, you don't belong. You know, yeah, I feel like a really toxic energy, like feeling stuck, like it's, you know, the devil card energy where you're bound to something, an addiction or something like that. Like you feel like there's an emotional bond, but it's a crutch ultimately. You know, it's feeling it's it's numbing the pain from a hole that you'll not be able to heal. Sorry, you'll not be able to heal until you actually feel all the pain that you had to deal with in the first place. And that's where people freak out and just go, nah, too much, too hard. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to go relive all the pain, like all the sad experiences that I've had that have caused me pain and have stayed with me. Like, no, I'm not going through my back catalogue of miserableness. I don't think that's the word, guys. Sorry. The dictionary arena. Let's start writing it. And the loopy words. All right. So yes, mental imprisonment, and I was actually sort of thinking it might be the King of Wands, that feeling that, yeah, feels like he's tied or imprisoned, like not imprisoned. He's stuck somewhere. He can't leave. There's something that's binding him to the situation. But if, you know, if it was his free will and whatever the circumstances is that he feels or thinks is tying him down, it's not. See those blades? They're open. Like she could quite easily just walk straight and should be free. So it's very much a mentally imposed prison in a way, yeah. And it's all a construct of your mind, really, because swords is thoughts and words. It's a rough energy, my friends. And then we had the Three of Swords. So that's the thing. It's kind of like an incompatibility, like going on here. It's like the King of Wands with the Eight of Swords, who is a woman who's blindfolded, loosely bound, but she's under the belief that she's imprisoned by these swords that are surrounding her when she's not. And, you know, like, it's really, like, I feel for this person. It's quite a sad energy. And I'm really sorry for whoever this is playing out for. I know it can be rough, but having been through a divorce myself, sometimes it's better just to walk away than to try and resurrect something where both parties are not up for any resolution. You've learnt lessons that you probably don't see right now, and you probably don't want to know about right now, and you probably want to say, shut the fuck up, Rainy. But I don't mean any disrespect, and I don't mean to sort of hurt anyone's feelings or dismiss anybody's feelings. But what I'm seeing, like when we've got the clarifiers, we've got the King of Cups, then the Eight of Cups. Sorry, Eight of Swords is clarified by the Queen of Wands. Sorry, they're divine. They're each other's counterpart. Yeah. So, and the funny thing is, the way it's come out is they're looking away from each other. They're no longer in sync. They're no longer in harmony. That union is not happening. And that's where the heartbreak comes from, because I believe that this could be just an argument, or a falling out where you kind of just, what the hell is happening? Neither one of us is happy, or something along those lines, where like some harsh stuff gets said, whether it's true or not, whether there's a third party situation or not, because the Three of Swords, it can definitely be. And yeah, it's kind of, well, that actually Three of Swords kind of makes sense, because if there's been strain in the relationship and the Queen of Wands is feeling like she's stuck, like, oh, what about the kid? I can't leave because there's kids, or whatever. Like, oh, it's the only person I love. What if I don't find anybody else? Like, do you really want to be with somebody that treats you so poorly? Do you love yourself so little to allow that to happen to you? If you love yourself and you respect yourself, you won't allow other people to give you any less than what you know you deserve. Otherwise, you just basically live their life without warning, which is probably the nicest and most polite way to do it. Yeah, it takes practice though. Trust me, it's not easy. Yeah, I feel like Queen of Wands was the one that was feeling imprisoned. King of Wands may have gone out and been the passionate fire sign that he's embodying in this card. And as a result, third party situation and heartbreak for both. Because superficial, temporary thrills and a long term established connection where you've got kids and family ties and whatever else. Like, you start having extended family get togethers and things like that. And yeah, it's quite saddening when you think that these things, breakdowns happen. And, kids enjoy those kind of like huge gatherings. And it's things that a lot of the adult generation, depending on where you were raised in, of course, many other things, some of us were raised in sort of settings where we had extended family around, and it was kind of almost like communal living. But actually, just bear with me a second, because I think that the energies right there have slightly taken a turn. Ten of Cups is clarifying that. Does that mean that it's resolved and it's kind of... So whatever's happened, they've made up. Yeah, it's a happy home again. All right. Okay. So yes, the Eight of Swords was the Queen of Wands feeling quite stuck, but I believe she has actually nurtured and cared for herself in the absolute right way. She sought herself out, and the heartbreak is actually turned into emotional happiness and happy family again. So really, technically, like with the world, it's kind of coming full circle. You have a couple, there's disruption, there's some sort of conflict that arises. It plays out. When the dust settles, yes, there's pain. It's how do you address the pain? Are you willing to feel it so that you can heal it? That's the only way out. You can't go around the pain. You can't numb it. Ask anybody who's tried. You don't get very far and you end up pretty broke. Really bad joke to make on that subject right now. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, Lord. We're ranting again, Archangel Michel. Okay, I'm going to move on to these next cards, okay? So the throat chakra, which is all about speaking your truth and standing in your authenticity. If you know you're a starseed, Pleiadian, angel, I don't know, something else, some cool other past life, throw that in there. Whatever you are, whoever you are, own it. We're all so uniquely different and from such different places. Like, fair enough, there'll be multiples of us from different places. However, we're a nice collection of wild and wonderful creatures, I'll say. I'd like to think that we're all wild and wonderful. All right, Archangel Michael, speak. Okay, so with the throat chakra, we have the Two of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Ace of Swords. So, speaking your truth about your needs when it comes to having a balance within yourself, whether that's your shadow and your light side, your masculine and your feminine side, whether it's work and home, your social responsibilities and the time you spend with your partner, or whatever it may be. Like, pick two things and say you're balancing them. That kind of energy. With your throat chakra, it's kind of like, if you want to maintain balance, you need to also speak your truth and own your identity, basically. A lot of us are being given a lot of hints about other past lives that we've had. So we can it's almost like a pictogram of like, I can't explain it right now. Okay, Michael, what am I trying to say? Explaining things with pictures, that was the gist of what we were trying to get at, is all I'm going to say. But yeah, this person is in balance. But here's the thing, if you're not speaking your truth, your throat chakra will go out of balance and it'll get congested and blocked. So as much as possible and as often as possible and with as many people as possible, you must speak your truth and be your authentic self. No more masks, no more hiding, no more pretending to be one of the sheep when you know you're not. We have too many sheep in this world, my friend. It's time for the wolves to teach the sheep how to wake the hell up and think for themselves and be more like a wolf. Okay? I'm a loner wolf. I don't know why. I just like my own company way too much. Anyway, peoples, I'm going to move on. So, balance. Yeah, if you don't maintain your balance in your life, it'll reflect in other areas, like your energetic centers, which are your chakras. Then, with the throat chakra, we've got the hermit. It's kind of like you've been making like a hermit and coping with your ascension symptoms and processing past life, ancestral, and childhood trauma and things like that. He's standing on snow. That's really noticeable today. It's very cold out there. It's kind of like, ascension can be a very cold and lonely journey. This is the picture that it, depicts it. But you're being guided by your soul. There's nothing more beautiful than that. Your soul knows the plan for your life. Your soul is probably, if you could describe beauty as light, it'd be like a diamond, brilliant light. That's, yeah. This is really an interesting one because it's kind of like, on our ascension journey, we learn things about ourselves, about Earth's origins, about our history, all that stuff. These things all kind of, come along your path. And at some point or another, there's certain subjects that you'll come across. And we all have, the same broad selection of subject matters that will come across our table, but some of us will be more drawn to certain things and vice versa, yeah? I feel like this is a complete, like, off the grid, isolate, whatever, but it's taking it to the extreme. Like, I feel like something triggered this for somebody where they feel like they're not being heard. They're speaking their truth and they're standing in their authenticity, but they're not being heard and they're not being respected and they're not, it's almost as if whoever or whatever this situation relates to, they make you feel like no matter how much progress you've made and stuff like that, you're just a write-off, or like you're never going to accomplish anything in certain people's eyes. And this is the thing, this is why we must release attachment to judgment in all forms, because if you care what another person's judgment is of you, that means you are judging yourself first and foremost. And to release judgment of others, you need to release judgment of yourself. Okay, we are most critical with ourselves, not other people. Trust me, we are so nice to other people. We treat them like bloody royalty, but we treat ourselves like we're telling off the naughty kid when they've just disrupted everything for like the 50th time. It's not okay, guys. If you're going to speak your truth, speak your authentic truth. Warts and all, own it. Because Ace of Swords is that. Ace of Swords is telling the truth in black and white, taking the emotion out of it, stating the facts, so that all parties involved know exactly what the facts are, what actually happened in whatever situation this may be regarding. But yeah, the throat chakra is very important when you're being guided to have an Ace of Swords moment. If your throat chakra is not clear, you're not going to say everything that you should say and is necessary for you to say. If you owe somebody an apology and an explanation about the last time you interacted with them or whatever, if you were seeing somebody and all of a sudden they're contacting you saying, hey, I want to have a chat, whatever, I feel like there's going to be a bit of a coming clean of sorts. And it's very interesting, like, because there's very spiritual energy for this, like third throat chakra, of course, like speaking your truth. You know, some of us are teachers and guides and mentors and things like that. So speaking to guide your students and the people that listen to your ramblings and teachings. Sorry, I shouldn't say ramblings. That's rude. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just, I don't like to seriousify too many things or magnify anyway. Seriousify is not a word. I apologize. But yeah, Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords has been coming up in readings I do for myself personally a lot. And I keep on getting told that, yeah, it's ugly. The truth can be truly ugly sometimes, and the truth can break your heart. But a few tears and a bit of sad temporarily, once you get past that, and it sort of gets to a point where you're kind of like, well, I'm glad I do know the truth, even though it hurt me, even though it wasn't what I wanted. I was respected and valued enough to be gifted the truth by somebody that had integrity. That's very deep. And it takes a lot of integrity to come clean about something. Like, we can all go, oh yeah, I know, my imperfections, all the bad things I've done. Really, guys, like, honestly, would you own? Yeah, I'm not even going to start giving examples because they're all not very high vibe and not like I'm cleaning out anybody's dirty laundry. So I'm just going to get on with that last card because we've almost been here for an hour. How can you do mine? We're long-winded lately. Okay, anxiety. Sorry, I'll stop complaining like an idiot. Anxiety. The imprisoned by her own thoughts woman, yeah? The one that thinks that she's going to be locked up in a psychiatric home. I don't know. Holy crap. Anxiety over a twin flame reunion. Anxiety over attempted reconciliation. Anxiety over, why won't he just hurry up and contact me? Twin flames, hint, hint. My twin, hint, hint. Sorry, guys, I'm getting very blunt right there. But honestly, like, does it get any more clear cut than that? Divine masculine, divine feminine, twin flame union, twin third energy, or twin God. That's the ultimate, like, wow, guys. Anxiety over the return of your twin, or anxiety over some sort of King of Swords energy. King of Swords, been through the emotional firing zones, transformed many times. Very much the phoenix rising from the ashes kind of energy, but this man has not carried his emotional pain with him. So he's not very harsh and he's not brutal in his vocabulary, and he can speak about emotional things without feeling the emotion and without getting caught up in the emotion. So he's able to express emotion without getting too caught up in it and, dramatic and, off in the wrong direction. Because with the Queen of Swords, she's very bitter and, in her interactions, she can be very cutting and she can be very harsh. But that's because she's been hurt. A hurt person hurts another person, yeah? It's unfortunate that a lot of people have continued that cycle in life, but it can stop at any time with any person, really. Just take someone to think of it and actually do it. So King of Swords, he's very mature, he's very spiritual, he's also quite grounded. He's all right. He's a good energy. And he's ascending big time, because that's definitely like feels like a stage of ascension kind of thing. Because I've been doing readings for a while, and just when I've seen people along their different stages of ascension, it's almost like a level of maturity on your ascension. Ascension never ends, guys. It's an eternal thing. Your soul is always evolving. Your soul is always growing and learning lessons, and earning, I don't know, soul lesson brownie points, or whatever you want to call them. I have no idea what the term is. I'm not up with the policies or the jargon, but I'm sure I'll find out one day. Right. So yes, continuing, anxiety was linked to also the High Priestess card. So High Priestess is divine feminine, higher self embodied. Yeah, very much a twin flame card as well. This eclipse is going to be something. It's going to trigger something. And this anxiety is about, like, there's been a lot of forecasts. There's been a lot of messages. People saying, oh, massive twin flame unions between January and March. Some of us have been hearing messages like that about 2-3 times a year over like a certain portion of time. And it's like, when it happens, I will see it, and then I will jump for joy, and I'll get all happy. For now, I got other things in life to take care of. I have other things in life to worry about. Okay. Yeah, guys, there's a few different relationship dynamics, but all of them end well here. You've got like somebody manifesting their dream partner and happy family, happily ever after. You've got another person who's possibly strayed a little bit, but the energy I'm getting from this, like, fire sign, very fiery, very passionate, can be a bit sort of bullheaded, bit bossy, my way or the highway kind of thing. The Emperor energy, yeah? So you've got that, and then you've got the woman that was feeling stuck. And there was heartbreak here. There was a third-party situation. Something came in the mix and caused a lot of pain and a lot of tears. But those tears have been cried, and the pain has been healed. They had the strength to feel that stuff, so they healed it. It's beautiful. Okay. So this is the thing, like, this is a more dramatic, more, I guess it would carry more points in soul lesson and soul evolution, because it's put you through the ringer emotionally, and emotional pain brings a lot of growth for your soul. It's almost like the more pain you go through emotionally, the closer you get to God, and the less you would ever want any of that to be inflicted on another. And that's ultimately it. Loving yourself and everybody else so that nobody ever gets hurt, because we're all the same, and we're all one, and we're all equal. It will be a beautiful world when we get there, my friends. So yeah, just to sort of finish off, I'm not sure who in this mix is the one that's being anxious, whether it's both of them, sort of, on their own, getting anxious about whatever it is that they're sort of imagining or visualizing in their head will come about when they have their meet up or whatever it is. But I feel like no matter what the nerves or whatever the fears or anxiety or your ego wants to mess with you and be like, no, you're not good enough, whatever crap is going on in that head of yours, shut it out. Like, somehow just shift your vibration, listen to isochronic tones, binaural beats. There's some really amazing recordings out there that are just really, they're beautiful, okay? Beautiful in many, many ways, like just angelic music and things like that just elevate your mood very, very quickly. I highly recommend them because it does help. Because at the end of the day, when you've got anxiety also clarified by the card of a reunion or a celebration, and it's next to the King of Swords and the High Priestess, I believe that's an engagement or a celebration of just coming together, just a simple reunion or union, whatever the case may be. I think it's called for celebration because it's a very balanced and harmonious energy. It's like they perfectly complement each other. Whatever one lacks, the other one compensates for. In personality, skills, knowledge, anything. Whatever gaps there are in one person's knowledge, the other one's got. Yeah, how much more of a perfect fit can you have? Whatever one does not have, the other will pick up the slack for. So it really is beautiful. And my lovely Aquarius people, like I know you guys are very emotional. You got the 10 of Cups here twice. You got the 9 of Cups. You got the Magician. You got the 2 of Pentacles. You got the 3 of Cups. You've got a pretty, despite the energy oracle, energy oracle messages, or 2 of them, 2 out of 5, were not exactly ideal, but the clarifiers came out to be quite wonderful, really. Even the sort of iffy energy turned out pretty good in the end. Okay, I've got 2 Heart and Soul oracles for you. So that's your card, and I'll just read the back. Tilt it this way. Says, you are a beautiful soul. Look within you and you will see it. There is a pearl in your heart. Close your eyes and feel it. The most precious thing is inside you. Calm your mind, meditate, and you will feel your soul's infinite spiritual realm. In looking within you, you will never go without. That's true. Like, you won't feel lonely. You won't feel isolated. You won't have a need for other people's company because you are enough for yourself. Yeah. Okay. And this very pretty card says, within each of us, there is a masculine and feminine aspect. And in order to have perfect harmony, these 2 aspects should be equally balanced. When when our masculine, positive, and judgmental side is equally balanced with our feminine, negative, and compassionate side, then we are in perfect alignment with our true nature. To achieve this balance, we must embrace, love, and value both the positive and negative sides of our nature. Amen. You cannot hate on your shadow side. You can't, criticize and put down and call yourself names because of a characteristic or a temporary action or reaction to something. All right, my lovely people, I'm sure I have preached enough for 1 week. Wow, it's been over an hour. I'm really sorry for the length of the video. I'm working on trying to make them a bit snappier. But yes, feel free to like, share, or subscribe if that is what you wish to do. And I will see you next week with a reading based on the total lunar eclipse, which is a super blood moon, apparently. Very intense and very transformative, big changes coming, and a lot of us are feeling it. And the early stages of the trickling in of the Lightworker Christmas energies, as I like to call it. It's like we've roughed it for a while, guys. We've been out camping in the woods. Now we've made it back home, and Mummy and Daddy have made up the bed for us very nice and cozy, and made sure that all our favorite things are here, and we're very comfortable, and we shall be all good at home. That weird and long analogy. With that weird and long analogy, I will say goodbye. See you next week.